Hi y'all, welcome to my holistic healing channel. Hopefully you will want to subscribe and hang out with us and learn all kinds of natural healing remedies, herbs, crystals, sound, all kinds of fun things, meditation, moon magic, all kinds of fun things. If you're returning, thank you so much for being here with me. It's meaning so much to me to start to get to know some of you out there. So today we're going to be opening Apothecary at Home. Now, Apothecary at Home is a monthly subscription box that revolves around herbs and learning about herbs and learning how to make medicine using the herbs that you get. Each month they do a theme for the box and the herbs revolve around that theme, and then they give you a myriad of recipes and stuff to try. So it is $39.99 a month. And if you order 12 months at a time, it gets as low as $34.98 a month. I do have a coupon code in the video description, Karma15, for 15% off your box. Now, the box itself is not that exciting to open because it's not like other boxes where you're excited to see what items that you get inside. You get an email that comes prior to your box, and it has the electronic versions of all of the information that comes in the box. You can choose to just get electronic, or you can choose to have them mail the booklets in your box. I like for them to mail them in the box because it's much smaller and saves paper, but I have been printing them up so that I can read them and start to study them so that when I share them with you, I can hopefully share important information and not so much information that it gets too boring. I do like to start out with the herbs just in case someone is only coming here because they want to learn about one herb that's in the box. And I do give descriptions on the herbs, the monograph and everything. So if you don't want to hear all of that, you can just skip right to the next herb. But I find it really interesting, and I hope you do too. I had to laugh though. On April 1st, we got an email from them, and it basically says, our next box, herbs for a better butt. And it says, greetings friends, if you're like me, you probably got into herbalism because you wanted to radically transform the look or feel of your backside. While it's true that herbs do have the ability to rapidly and dramatically change the appearance of your rear end, this knowledge has long been kept secret by the elites and those in power. They don't want you to experience the butt-changing magic of plants. It was an April Fool's, but it was so cute. I wanted to share it with you. I thought it was so fun. They did write back later the day and say, hopefully you got that was an April Fool's. And this month, we are studying womb wellness. So it's going to be all kinds of things revolving around female reproduction. And you do get the booklet that I'll go through a little bit with you. And then this month, they did a bonus booklet of womb wellness. And it says supplemental guide and cheat sheet. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what's in it. It has the menstrual cycle overview, menstrual symptom cheat sheet, pregnancy and birth overview, pregnancy symptom cheat sheet, menopause overview, and menopause symptom cheat sheet. So let's go to the pregnancy cheat sheet just for fun. Actually, let's go to the menopausal one. So menopausal cheat sheet, it goes below and it has amenorrhea, lack of menstruation, dysmenorrhea, extremely painful menses, menorrhagia, excessive menstrual bleeding, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, PMS, we know what that is, breast cysts, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and then gives you different ideas on herbs and things that you can use for any of those problems. So this is a really neat bonus booklet that really will give you ideas on how to utilize herbs with any of the woman's wellness issues that you might be dealing with or have clients that you're dealing with. So I thought that was an excellent addition to this box. So first, let's show you what's in the box. Inside the box, when you open it up, here's the booklet that I was talking about. That's the same as I printed out, but it's in a nice format, and so I like to keep that in with my herbs. Then you always have 2 drop bottles to put your finished product in, 2 reusable bags, because when you put your herbs and whatever medium you are using into the menstruum bottles and put your herbs in there, then once they're finished infusing, then you'll use this pouch to dump it all into and then squeeze out all the goodness, because that very little last drop has the most potent herb in it. So you're squeezing everything out, and then you'll put it into your final bottle. It always comes with stickers for you to put onto your bottles so that you know what it is, when you made it, all that kind of thing. And then it has your herbs and a few other items. So let's look at the herbs first. First, we have 2 main herbs, and then we have an extra herb that's in the packet. And the 2 main herbs, we have the monograph spore, as well as these beautiful prints. So let's see if I can get this out. And as we read our herbs, I will show you the prints that go with them. So in the womb wellness packet, the first thing that it starts off with is telling you everything that's in the package so that you know. Then it starts out with Introduction to Womb Wellness and gives you a whole introduction to female reproduction. It has female reproductive anatomical review, which was really well done. And then it says herbal actions for womb wellness. And I'm going to come back to this after we look at our herbs, because herbal actions are what the herb does. And if you can memorize the herbal actions of an herb, then you will know what the herb is good for. So herbal actions are a really important piece of this puzzle. So let's pull out, let's pull out our first herb. So we have chasteberry. And I am not familiar with chasteberry. I've never used it before. So this is a new herb for me. Ooh, like little teeny berries. Let me see if I can get it here where you can see it. There you go. See? They're like little teeny berries. Really, really teeny. Like they almost look like little seeds. Let's see. Can you see it? If I hold it up? Nope, I can't. Whoop. Yeah, that didn't work well. All right, so let's look at chasteberry. Chasteberry, and this is this picture. That is chasteberry. Really pretty, huh? And it looks like after the flowers dry or something, that maybe that's the berries that you get off it. Common names for chasteberry are chaste tree berry, videx, or monk pepper. Parts used medicinally are the dried ripe berry. The herbal actions are, it's a pituitary adjuvant, which is applied after initial treatment for cancer, especially to suppress secondary tumor formations. It is a galactagogue, which means that it increases lactation. It's an emmenagogue, which means it stimulates and regulates menstrual flow. Preparation types, you can make a tea, tincture, capsules, or crushed and used as a peppery culinary seasoning. Never heard of it before, but that might be fun to try in some recipes. Medicinal uses. Chasteberry is indicated to support the regulation of the menstrual cycle, menopausal symptoms, some types of fertility issues, and hormonal acne. It has an excellent track record in relieving premenstrual syndrome. Chasteberry stimulates the production of luteinizing hormone, which in turn results in an increase in progesterone production. Most herbalists recommend you take it over 3 monthly cycles to see its full effects. It does not contain hormones itself, but regulates estrogen by working on the pituitary gland. Videx itself has none of the hormonal building blocks that many of the medicinal plants used for reproductive system contain. Instead, this herb nourishes and supports the endocrine system to find its own balance. In a normal menstrual cycle, estrogen is higher before ovulation and progesterone is higher after. An imbalance of these hormones can lead to an entire range of symptoms associated with PMS and menopause. Thus, Videx is a supreme hormonal tonic for women. Contraindications. Women on birth control pills or hormone replacement therapy, or who have a hormone-sensitive condition such as breast cancer, should not use chasteberry. Not for use during pregnancy or lactation without medical consultation. If you have a medical concern or take pharmaceutical drugs, please consult your doctor prior to use. People taking dopamine-related medications, such as certain antipsychotic drugs and Parkinson's disease medications, should avoid chasteberry. So there's some pretty good contraindications there for you to remember when you're looking to use chasteberry. Synergies with black cohosh to relieve symptoms of PMS and menopause, and it pairs with red raspberry leaf as a uterine tonic to prepare the womb to attempting conception. Now remember, a lot of these herbs will be used during pregnancy or conception, but there may be contraindications in that if you take too much, it could cause a problem. That's why we always want you to check with your doctor or your midwife if you're pregnant to see what dosages they would recommend and if they recommend these herbs for you. History and folklore. Hippocrates made reference to it as a remedy for general injuries, inflammation, and swelling of the spleen. It was used for wild animal bites and edema. If blood flows from the womb, let the woman drink dark red wine in which the leaves of chaste tree has been steeped. Chaste tree got her particular name from a story of the festival of Thesmorphia in honor of the goddess Demeter during ancient times. During this festival, sex was forbidden. Therefore, Athenian women placed chaste leaves and branches on their beds to dissuade men from making advances upon them. Correspondences. The element is water and earth. The planet is disputed, but most sources say Venus or the moon, and the polarity is yin. Magical uses. Traditionally, it was used in festivals to honor the goddess Demeter and Persephone and in fertility rites. The berries can be dried and ground into a powder for use in loose incenses and burned to enhance love and fertility magic. Yay! So our next herb is red raspberry that we just saw it pairs well with red raspberry. And red raspberry, this is the leaf, red raspberry leaf. Let's see if I can get it down here where I can show it to you. I'm trying to get the lights to shine on it. Beautiful. Nice smell too. Nice earthy smell. Love using leaves. And raspberry leaf tea is so good. So, and here's our picture for red raspberry. And I love these, that they're blank on the back and they have the Latin name on the front so that I can put all my notes on the back, and then as I'm trying to study, I can pull these out, see if I can recognize what it is, and then see how much I can remember. Like I said, the main things I want to put on here are the herbal actions, because the herbal actions will tell me what it does. Red raspberry. It is in the rose family, and that's something that I didn't realize. The parts that are used medicinally are the berries and leaves. First-year growth leaves preferred. Herbal actions, it's an anti-diarrheal, an antiemetic, which means it prevents nausea and vomiting, which could be good for morning sickness, right? Antioxidant, antiseptic, antispasmodic, astringent, cardiac tonic, a menagogue, which remember stimulates and regulates menses, febrifuge, which means it reduces fever, a catagogue, which means it increases lactation, a stimulant, a styptic, remember that stops bleeding, and a tonic, which gives you a feeling of vigor, well-being, and is stimulating. The energetics and taste, it's sweet, slightly sour, cooling, and drying, and the leaf is drying, and the berry is moistening. Preparation types, tea infusions, tinctures, acetum, which is a vinegar base, oxymol, which is honey and vinegar, a salve, a poultice, a mouthwash, glycerite, or a lozenge. While fruit is usually used for the food, the leaves are more used for the therapeutic value. Medicinal uses. Raspberry is lovingly known as the queen herb of pregnancy and feminine care, and for good reason. It's traditionally been used during pregnancy to help strengthen and tonify the uterus and deliver vital nutrition to the developing fetus as well as the birthing person. It is rich in vitamins and minerals, specifically iron, calcium, and magnesium. Its astringent actions help to prevent hemorrhaging during labor, and its tonifying actions help to strengthen the uterus during contractions, leading to less postpartum hemorrhaging as well. It's also a wonderful emmenagogue for painful cramps during menstruation with thick and congealed blood, specifically when this condition is due to overly relaxed veins and uterus. Aside from reproductive health, it's regularly used in formulas to support gastrointestinal conditions, mouth and throat sores, varicose veins, ulcers, and anemia, and is being studied for the treatment of lung cancer. Contraindications. Although no adverse reactions found or published in leaf literature, the high tannin content can cause some gastrointestinal tract discomfort. Long-term use should be avoided, especially if you already have inflamed or ulcerated conditions of the gastrointestinal tract. Avoid use during the first trimester of pregnancy. Consult healthcare practitioners before using herbal products, particularly if you are on medications, pregnant, or breastfeeding. Discontinue if an allergic reaction occurs. Synergies, it combines well with ginger and chamomile to help with diarrhea, and pairs with nettle, oat straw, and lemon balm for a nutritive formula during the second and third trimester of pregnancy. It is believed that it has been used since the 1st century and said to be adored by Olympian gods. They would gather the berries around Mount Ida, hence the name Rubus idaeus, which means bramble of Ida. It was believed that raspberry juice ignited and gave energy to the blood and carried love, kindness, and nutrition throughout the body. Correspondences, element water, planet moon, and Venus, and the polarity is yin. Magical uses. As the plant of Venus and one of the most ubiquitous feminine herbs, raspberry has a tradition of being used in rites that promote love and fertility. A thorny member of the rose family, it is also used in protection spells, including pregnancy protection charms. Raspberry magic is the magic of patience in fertility. First-year canes do not produce fruit, but are essential to the fertility of the plant, establishing her root system and filling her canes with the strength and energy she'll need. After the cane has weathered a year, she's ready to bloom and fruit. Raspberry reminds us that maturity and proper conditioning are essential to abundant and healthy reproduction. Also known to protect the fruits of one labor, it is said that planting a bush of raspberry near the home or business can protect it on all levels. The leaves carried by a pregnant woman helps to alleviate pains of pregnancy and childbirth. So, yeah, I think that if I was in childbearing years, what would it hurt to carry around some raspberry leaves if it might help me during labor and delivery? Love magic is where it's mostly used, and a lot of times they'll put the berries in wine as part of a love spell. Because of the seeds in the berries, they can be dried and used in fertility charms. The branches or brambles hung at the doors and windows for protection or after the death of someone so that the spirit will not re-enter the house. Interesting. And our last herb, black cohosh. Now, I will tell you immediately that when my daughter was in the hospital, I sent her some gummy vitamins that had black cohosh in them because they were female vitamins. And the pharmacist at the hospital wouldn't let her have them because he said that it can cause liver cancer or liver problems. And so I did want to give you first up, guess I should show it to you first, but before I forget, I did look up the studies on liver problems, and this is some of the problem with Western medicine, is they'll look at a study or they'll hear about a study that says that black cohosh may be related to liver damage, and then they'll just go on that, and they won't look to see how much of this did they give, say, the mice or the people. Usually it's mice in the studies that they're looking at. And, you know, if you're given 2 times your body weight in an herb, it's probably going to cause you some problems. So what I did find, though, when I looked, I've got a little moth or something flying around, so I apologize. It did, across the world, reports described at least 83 cases of liver damage. Really? 83 cases in the world. I don't really see that as being a huge problem, but it does go further to let you know that it says including hepatitis, liver failure, elevated liver enzymes, and other assorted liver injuries associated with black cohosh use. However, there is no evidence of a causal relationship. It's possible that at least some reported cases of hepatotoxicity were due to impurities or incorrect in the black cohosh products used. However, no one independently analyzed these products to confirm the existence of these problems. So what I can say is that there's very limited information that it could potentially cause liver damage. That being said, if you already have liver problems, I would probably stay away from this just in case. So let me open it up and show it to you. I got so excited because I knew that I'm going to have people commenting and going, I thought black cohosh caused. So I wanted to... Now, black cohosh has gotten harder to find, I will tell you. So there you are. That's what it looks like. So there's not tons in this bag. So most of our bags are pretty well filled, but this one, that's the amount of black cohosh. It fits in the bottom of the bag right there. So that's how much is in the bag. But black cohosh can be hard to find, and I'll let you know a little bit more about why we didn't get as much in here. The chasteberries, there's that much in the chasteberry, and then red raspberry is almost completely full. Let's look at black cohosh. Black cohosh. Note, black cohosh is endangered in Massachusetts and Illinois. Per the United Plant Savers, they have it listed at risk. So it's suggested not to collect it from the wild, to actually plant it and harvest it yourself, or get it from ethically sourced suppliers. Black cohosh was listed in the U.S. Pharmacopoeia in 1830 under the name black snake root. This herb was introduced to the medical community in 1844 when Dr. John King prescribed it for rheumatism and nervous disorders. Eclectic physicians in the United States commonly used this herb in the mid-19th century for chronic ovaritis, endometritis, amenorrhea, dysmenorrhea, menorrhagia, I can never pronounce that one right, sterility, threatened abortion, severe afterbirth pains, and to increase breast milk production. Most recently, black cohosh has received attention as a therapy for menopausal symptoms, which is yay, right? The herbal actions, well, first the parts used are the rhizome, which is the underground stem that puts off shoots. So that's the part, and the root. So we're not using the above ground parts, we're using the below ground parts on this herb. Herbal actions, it's an alternative, an analgesic, an anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, an emmenagogue, which remember stimulates and regulates menses, an anti-rheumatic, which treats diseases of the joints and muscles, a diaphoretic, a CNS depressant, which is a central nervous system depressant, which means that it's going to relax you, muscle relaxation, and a sedative. Okay. Some of the things that it's used for is anxiety related to menopause, aphrodisiac, arthritis, asthma, breast cysts, bronchitis, convulsions, depression, dysmenorrhea, which is cramps and pain or heavy flowing bleeding with clots, hot flashes, insomnia, irritability, mastitis. Mastitis is where the breasts get congested, especially if you're breastfeeding. You can get mastitis and it can be really painful. Menopausal symptoms, PMS, rheumatism, sciatica, vaginal atrophy, or dryness. Now, the clinical indications that they have, menopause, extracts of black cohosh appear to be safe and effective alternative to estrogen therapy for the treatment of menopausal symptoms, particularly in women with intolerance or contraindications to traditional hormone replacement therapy. If you've had breast cancer or if you're a smoker, there's a number of reasons why it might be contraindicated for you to take hormone therapy. That's why like birth control pills are not recommended if you're a smoker because it increases your cancer risk really high. So something like this would be able to be utilized where you can't use the traditional hormone therapies. Black cohosh has been used to alleviate premenopausal and postmenopausal symptoms, including hot flashes, depression, emotional liability, profuse sweating, and sleep disturbances. Since 1982, at least 11 clinical trials have been assessed the efficacy of the standardized formula. In one of the trials, they were given either 39 milligrams or 127 milligrams per day. And in that trial, it demonstrated beneficial results in 2 weeks with both dosages levels having equal therapeutic efficacy and safety. So it shows that you could take 39 milligrams instead of the 129 milligrams with the same efficacy. So I would always take less if I can get the efficacy that I want. Menstrual migraines. 30% of women are also afflicted with menstrual-related migraine headaches. Evidence suggests estrogen and progesterone fluctuations may influence these types of headaches. So in a randomized placebo-controlled study, they found a significant positive effect. 56% reduction of headaches was noted in the treatment group after 1 month of use. Breast cancer. Hormone replacement therapy, a common menopausal treatment, is contraindicated in women with breast cancer due to concerns regarding the potential for breast cell proliferation. You don't want to get more breast cancer. This study suggests a non-estrogenic or estrogen antagonistic effect of black cohosh extract on human breast cancer cells This study further suggests black cohosh can be used safely in the treatment of menopausal symptoms in women with a history of breast cancer. So that's really important and really an amazing thing that we've got herbs that will work when some of our chemical pharmaceuticals won't. Tinnitus, and I suffer from tinnitus. That's ringing in your ears. As a central nervous system depressant, black cohosh directly inhibits vasomotor centers involved with inner ear balance and hearing. As such, black cohosh has been used clinically for relief of ringing in the ears. Drug or botanical interactions. There have been no human studies documenting possible drug interactions with this herb. Black cohosh has been found to potentiate the effects of antihypertensive medication in rabbits, but not in dogs or humans. So we should be okay as long as you're not giving it to your rabbit. Side effects and toxicity. Some people did have only mild gastrointestinal symptoms in some cases. In large doses, like 5 to 12 grams, black cohosh can produce vertigo, tremors, low pulse, low blood pressure, vomiting, and nervous system irritation. Now remember, when I gave you the studies, we were talking about 39 milligrams. They're saying over here that if I'm taking 5 to 12 grams, that I can have those problems. So again, just like any pharmaceutical, if I have a prescription, it's given to me in a dosage based on my weight, based on my conditions, all those kinds of things. If I get a prescription drug and I take 4 of them instead of 1 like I'm supposed to, I could have some real contraindications and some real problems. So the same thing is going to be true about herbs. That's why you want to talk to your doctor about the amount of herbs and the herbs that you're using to see if they see any problems with it. Dosage, it's saying that the standardized black cohosh extract at a dose of 40 to 80 milligrams a day. So that's going to be in an extract though, not taking it like in a tea or something like that. Warnings and contraindications. Empirical data suggests black cohosh should be avoided during pregnancy because of the possible uterine stimulating effect, and during lactation may cause colic. So again, a lot of these herbs, as your midwife or your doctor, your OBGYN is working with you, it may be that they look at it and go, no, black cohosh is going to be great for you, but we want to keep really, really low dosages. So you always want to talk to your doctor before you're trying anything, especially in pregnancy. You want to be really careful. And we wouldn't want to accidentally give you something that's a uterine stimulant that at a really small dose may keep your uterus really healthy and help you through labor. But if you take too much of it, could cause contractions and potentially a miscarriage. So always be extremely careful when you're pregnant and taking any herbs or medications, of course. All right, so those are our 3 herbs that we have. Then we have project ideas, and I'm just going to read through these for you so you can see. They do have directions on how to make tinctures. This one right here is, and they use the folk method. So the folk method is I put the herbs in a bottle and I pour in whatever medium I'm using to infuse, and I don't really worry too much about the ratios or anything like that. There are some really more scientific methods where, depending on what proof of alcohol you're using and what type of herb, because if it's a bark, it's going to take a lot more to infuse than, say, if it's a leaf or a flower. On the folk method of the tincture or the glycerite, it does say to crush up the herbs. You can blend them in a blender. You can use a mortar and pestle. On most of the leaves and flowers and stuff, I don't bother doing that because they're broken down enough and they take the infusion really easily. But like for the hawthorn berry, you want to either use a mortar and pestle to break those up, or I use like my little bullet that I make my protein shakes in, and I just have a special cup for herbs and then I blend it up in there, because breaking those berries up will help it to infuse in whatever medium that you're using. Then they have the recipe for an acetum, which is vinegar, or an oxymol, which is vinegar and honey infused. Bonus recipes. I'm just going to read them through for you so you can see all the different recipes, and then you saw the extra supplement that had also things in it. But I'm going to choose one this time. So as I'm reading the project ideas, see if you can figure out which one I chose. My birthday is April 14th, and I'm going to be 57 years old. And I had a full hysterectomy 25 years ago after my last child. So flash into menopause, waking up from a surgery, boom, hot flashes. Such fun. But I was having female problems. I was growing all kinds of fibrous tumors and stuff like that. And so I had to have the hysterectomy to make all that stop. And I did have them take out my ovaries because my mother-in-law died of ovarian cancer after her hysterectomy. And they couldn't guarantee me that I would have hormones left if I left ovaries in. Even though I was young and they didn't want to take them out, I really kind of forced my hand on it to get them taken out, because they also couldn't guarantee me that my problem wasn't caused from the ovaries and that I might not still have the problem if they leave the ovaries in. So I had my ovaries taken out almost 25 years ago and went smack dab into menopause super early. So project ideas. They've got the different recipes to make. They've got an acetum, which is a vinegar base. They've got an oxymol, which is vinegar and honey based. And then there's a glycerite or a tincture using the folk method. The bonus recipes, these are the things we can choose for our projects. And like I said, I decided on just one this time because it's a pretty complicated project. Moontime tea, Cascades fertility formula, history of miscarriage and prevention formula, morning sickness tea, oil for stretch marks, general pregnancy tea herbal options, tea for early stages of labor, after birth formula, goddess herbal sleep pillow, hot flash cool down tincture, and first aid for sleep. I'll bet you picked it out, right? Yes, I am going to do the hot flash formula. And the hot flash formula was adapted by Dr. Aviva Rome. And it's 2 parts chasteberry tincture. So I'm going to make 2 bottles of chasteberry tincture, 2 parts lemon balm. And so I got some lemon balm, and I'm going to do 2 of those. The chasteberry regulates hormones, reduces menopausal symptoms. The lemon balm cools hot flashes and improves your mood. 1 part motherwort tincture, relaxing, calming, cools hot flashes and menopausal symptoms. 1 part black cohosh tincture, cools hot flashes, improves menopausal mood and symptoms. 1 part hops tincture, cools hot flashes, relieves vaginal dryness. And 1 part sage leaf tincture, cools hot flashes. I will tell you that for hot flashes before, I knew that sage really helps with that, and so I bought a big bag of sage to make tea, and yeah, I couldn't drink it. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. So I'm hoping that the sage in this mixture, it's going to be obviously, you're making all those tinctures and then you're going to put them together, and you're going to use like a teaspoon in a cup of water 3 times a day until your hot flashes go away. So I'm really interested to make this. I'll be doing a video follow-up of it, of me making the tincture, and then I'll utilize it maybe for a month before I put the video up so that I can let you know, or maybe I'll just do an update afterwards. But that is the one I'm going to try. If you are interested in any of the other recipes that I mentioned, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to put the recipes down there for you and share them so that you can make them on your own as well. So we have a couple more things in the box that they always send. You can see here. Get those out, and there's a little card in the bottom. Oh, nice! Okay, well, I'll open it first. There's this little bag, You're going to be so surprised. I'm surprised. It's one of my other favorite boxes that they bought this from to put in here. So in here, we have a beautiful goddess bath salts. Super pretty. Look at those. And that's like perfect for a small bath. Honestly, I like a lot more bath salts than this, but this is sufficient for what we're doing. I probably use about 3-4 times that amount in my normal baths. And then there are some stones in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different stones. I'm not quite sure what they are. Maybe a moonstone? Show you. They are fairly small, so kind of hard to see. And see if I can catch the light good. There you go. So it's kind of like a greenish with some black specks in it. So it says Goddess Bath Salts Kit from Wolf and Thyme. One of my other favorite boxes. You know, yeah, they have great boxes. Wolf and Thyme does the, well, the Wolf and Thyme box that I'll get this month, the Luna Lux box, and I also get the Bone and Steel, which is their new men's quarterly box that's kind of Viking Celtic related. So Wolf and Thyme is one of my favorite companies, and they are a joy to work with. So I'm excited that Apothecary at Home purchased this from them to put in there. It says bath salts and kiwi jasper. That's what it is. It's kiwi jasper. I don't have any kiwi jasper. Bath salt blend, Epsom and sea salt, clary sage, wild orange essential oils, organic rose buds, and chasteberry powder. There's your chasteberry. Clary sage is for relaxation, calmness, balancing hormones, and reducing stress. Wild orange is for healthy immune system, clarity, and uplifting energy. Epsom and sea salts reduce toxins, relieve tense muscles, and purify the skin. Rosebuds are for beauty, self-love, and a youthful mind. Chasteberry helps support the woman's anatomy, soothes symptoms of PMS, and supports hormonal health. Kiwi jasper crystal helps to cleanse and align our chakras, cleanse our aura, and can also absorb negative energies. So it came in this little bag with the stones in it, and you can utilize that for your bath so that the stones and the herbs don't get in your bath. You can just pour the salts into this little bag, tie it up, and then throw that into your bath. The salts will all dissolve, and then when you're finished with your bath, you won't have to clean up petals and stuff on your bathtub. They'll all be in here. Plus, then you can take the stones back out, and you can either bury them if you're wanting to give them as an offering, or you can put them back into your stone collection to use, cleanse them, and put them back into your stone collection to use at a later time. That's beautiful. Very nice, Apothecary at Home. You chose something from another one of my favorite boxes. And last, but certainly not least, we have Healthy Pregnancy Loose Leaf Tea. They almost always send us a tea. And remember, even though this is healthy pregnancy, the items in it are good for female health. So even if you're not pregnant, it would still be good for you. It has in it no caffeine. And it says organic peppermint, ginger, nettle, red raspberry leaf, chamomile, wild yam, and echinacea. So great herbs. That would be good for anybody, but especially females, because of all of the great herbs for female health in there. So in this box, we had our 3 herbs: red raspberry, chasteberry, black cohosh. We had our healthy pregnancy tea and our goddess bath salt kit, along with all the items that we need to make our project this month. I give this box 2 thumbs up always. I know it's not that exciting to open, but I hope that you're learning the herbs along with me, and I hope that you look forward to my project videos that are upcoming. But remember that I have to film all these and then do my projects. Then they have to infuse, and with the folk method, I'm not using a heat method, so sometimes it can take 30, 45 days for that to infuse before your product's ready, so that I can finish the product, make the video, use it for a little bit, and then finish the video up for you. So they'll probably be 3 to 4 months behind, but do look for those project videos upcoming. I hope that you're having an amazing spring. I hope that your area is starting to get warmer. If you're in a cold area, I know how much I look forward to that when I lived in the mountains. It's already hotter than Hades here in Arizona. So we've already hit close to 100 degrees on several days, and we're not even, we're just barely at the beginning of April. So I am so excited to leave tomorrow to go to Colorado to look for some property where we can move in 2 years, because I really miss the mountains. I grew up in Utah and Idaho with the gorgeous Wasatch Mountains and the seasons and the leaves changing colors. And Arizona, I really appreciate the desert beauty, but the heat and I just don't get along. So as you know, we've got stepkids that are still in high school, and the last one will graduate in about 2 years, and that's when we'll be moving permanently to our new pseudo homestead in Colorado. I'm even bringing some of my Persian dancewear and stuff like that to just do some short dance for you out in the middle of the forest. I love dancing in the forest. So I hope that you're having an amazing day. I hope that if you haven't, that I haven't been too verbose and made you so bored that you've already clicked off this video. If you haven't, subscribe and come back often to the channel where you can say, Karma's my friend. Bye, y'all.